What is up, everybody? Austin Prechtelevate Performance coming at you live today. Hope y'all having a damn good day so far. It is Winning Wednesday. Winning motherfucking Wednesday. Share a win in the chat if you got one going on. And if you don't have one, make one up and then follow through and make it a win and make it a reality in your day today. But guys, today we're talking about protein. Talking about protein, going to give maybe a little bit of tough love today, but also a little bit of strategy today. So that way you can hit your protein goals. So that way you can stop screwing yourself up when it comes to your macros, when it comes to your weight loss journey, your body recomp journey, whatever it may be, being a healthier version of you. We're going to talk about how to get your protein in, and not how to get your protein in, but how it's really not that fucking hard to do. How it's really not that hard to do, especially whenever you've got guidelines to follow, right? So we're gonna talk about that today. And if you're my client watching this right now, you better listen up, especially if you were struggling with hitting your protein, because you need to hear this. You need to hear this. So we're gonna get it rolling, guys. As y'all are watching, if you're watching later time, #replay, like the damn video, and comment what your favorite protein source is in the comments. And if I see one motherfucker put peanut butter in there, if you put peanut butter in the comments, I'm going to climb through the camera and I'm going to delete that shit off. I'm going to delete that comment for you off your phone, because peanut butter is not a good protein source. It's a great source of fat is what it is, with a little bit of protein in it, right? Now, if you say PB2 powder, okay, you get a pass. You get a pass. That is okay. But I want to know your favorite protein source in the comments down below. You might give somebody else a good idea. And you know, don't stress too much. I'm not gonna judge you too hard based on what you put. Even if it's wrong, even if it's not a good source of protein, you know, I'll be nice. But that being said, guys, we're gonna dive into this. Because I want to talk to you guys about this today. This is something a lot of people struggle with when they really don't need to struggle that much with it. People overcomplicate things or make it a bigger deal in their head than they need to, and they get like paralyzed by indecision, I feel like, in a lot of ways. So we're gonna talk about that. But we're gonna get it kicked off, guys, here in 3, 2, 1. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Fit Parent Project. Today, on this episode, we're going to be talking about protein. There's going to be a little bit of a reality check for you. There's a little bit of tough love, maybe a little bit of real talk, right? Which is funny enough. That's the name of a new live that we're going to be introducing into our private client community. Right now, we've got, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got anywhere from 5 to 6 lives per week in our private group that we do that are like on motivation, pep talks, continued education, nutrition. We do mindset. We do a lot of lives in our private group because we want our clients to be on top of their shit, and we want them to, you know, have that constant flow of education and positivity and, you know, motivational things. So that way they're just more likely to be, you know, in that headspace. So that's why we do that. But one other live that I'm going to be introducing, fun enough, is something I'm going to call Real Talk, because my pep talk that I do every Friday for my clients started becoming more and more like tough love oriented. And I didn't want to lose the pep side of things and the you know, uplifting side of things, but I also wanted to keep having that like spicy Austin, so to speak, is what my clients call it, is that spicy Austin aspect, because I feel like they get a lot of value out of it too. So so I'm going to be doing a new live in there every week, which is exciting, called Real Talk, because people sometimes need to hear things they don't want to hear, and if I create a platform for that, so to speak, through the form of a live, they get to choose if they want to indulge in that tough love or not. They know it's there. It's not just going to be like coming out of nowhere and surprising them in a sense. So, but anyways, that's besides the point. We're going to dive into this here in a sec, and into this topic of, you know, getting your protein in. Why it's really not, you know, it's really not that hard to do. It's really not that hard to do, honestly. And before we do, real quick too, though, I do want to say I'm only like 4 subscribers away from hitting like 1,000 on YouTube. If you've listened to my podcast or you follow me on other social media accounts, go over onto your YouTube and hit the fucking subscribe button to my account, to my YouTube channel. It's prechtelevate. Just go type that in real quick. subscribe to me, help me hit 1,000, make me feel good about myself for free internet validation. Give me a little something. So, but anyway, so let's talk about whey protein. Getting it in, it's not that hard because this is something that everybody struggles with at one point or another in their journey. Usually at the beginning when they're learning how to get more protein in, because newsflash, almost everybody, unless you are actively like tracking your food and on a journey like health and fitness, so to speak, where you're paying attention to this shit, almost everybody's under eating on their protein, right? Almost everybody is. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, the daily recommended value is like this amount, and as long as I'm getting in like 40 or 50 grams of protein per day, I'm fine. Well, yeah, for like basic ass organ function and to make sure your body parts don't like rip off of themselves, like, yeah, like, okay, cool, you're gonna hit the average that like is okay for like your average person, like in America. Like, what the average person in America is? Wildly fucking unhealthy and horrible muscle amount, like body, like lean body mass, like not very much, right? And as you get older, it becomes more and more important, way more important, because you want to make sure that you got enough muscle to fend off sarcopenia as best as possible, so you're not like falling the fuck apart and having terrible bone density and all this other shit, right? We know protein's good for us, right? We know it's good for us. We know strength training's good for us. You got to get your protein in, guys. Like, you got to get it in. Massive amounts of people out there are under eating on their protein goal, and it shows, right? And it shows. That's why so many people don't feel satiated or satisfied in their day to day. It's because they're just eating bullshit that isn't filling, right? Protein is the most filling thing ever. Like, it's the most filling macronutrient out there. It's also burns the most calories because of the thermic effect of food. I've talked about all the benefits of protein. I'm not going to talk all about that today. Go listen to my other podcasts about that. But I will say, if you're not hitting your protein goal, you're screwing up and you're making your journey way harder than it needs to be. And for no good reason, really, other than just quite honestly, vast majority of the time, it is because of a lack of trying. It is. It is. The reason why I'm talking about this today is because right now we're doing, like I was saying, or I didn't think I said it yet on this episode, but we're doing a challenge in my private group for my clients, just basically for the next month. Just really getting them into momentum coming into the summer. We're focusing on 6 different things, check these things off, stay on top of your workouts, stay on top of your protein, hitting those goals. That's, what we're really down in, and I'm participating in it. So are my other coaches on my team, with the clients, which they're really getting a great kick out of. And, today I posted in our group chat, hey, here's my protein goal. Where are you guys at today so far? And, I had a couple of my clients that, 3 hours ahead of me, to be fair, but they had more protein in than me already at that point. Everybody was, it's not a competition, but, I'm still going to compete kind of thing. And so it was funny. But when that happened, when I saw that, I was like, oh, fuck, okay. No, I'm not going to let everybody have way more protein than me already at this point in the day. So I went I power walked into my fucking kitchen and got out some milk and some fucking deli turkey meat, and I was like, all right, I'm weighing this shit and rezzing around. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna eat this shit. I'm gonna be ahead of the game now. Just because it's and when I did that, I was like, oh, okay, fuck, I've already got 112 grams of protein or some shit like that, and it's not even at that point. It wasn't even 10:30 or 11 a.m. It's like I'm already halfway through my protein goal. That shit was easy. It took me less than 15 minutes to get in all that protein, right? Why? Well, I know what I'm doing, and I'm picking food choices that are vast majority protein, right? It's really that simple. Is you just pick high protein foods and you eat them. And I don't know about you, but I like to eat, right? And and probably most of you guys out there listening to this, you like to fucking eat. Just eat protein. Just eat your fucking protein. And so I was seeing this in the chat though, and some clients that were posting their numbers, I was like, damn, some of them were still ahead of me even after I, was compensating there for a little bit, and eating all that stuff. And so they, I was like, damn, I remember a point in time when these individuals struggled with getting their protein in. I remember at the beginning, or I remember not even at the beginning, some of them midway through us working together were I'm still having a hard time getting my protein going and things like that. And now here they are fucking killing it, right? They're crushing it. They're getting their protein in like nobody's business. They got a system when it comes to getting their protein in now, and they do. It's because they've figured out what works for them with guidance, They've got the tools. They've got the numbers to aim for. They know what amount of protein they need to be getting in on a daily basis. They see that number. They take and make choices with their nutrition that will get them to that number. And so, they're no longer struggling. And I'm like, damn, I was like, this is awesome. Like, because I've even had clients that have struggled for years to get their protein in. There's just like a mental fucking block there that was just holding them back. And it's like, I can't fucking, make your food and feed you it. Like, I can't do that shit, right? That's not my job. It's your job. But, there's, been times where I've worked with people like that, and then they had that there was the unlock, right? It was just enough time in the game of this to where something stuck. And then lo and behold, like, they're fucking crushing the protein goal. They're hitting new milestones and their weight loss goals. Their bodies are comping, they're feeling better. Like, they're recovered for the workout. There's all these benefits, right? They just feel better in general because they're doing this now. And it's like, it is possible, right? And that's another reason why I don't give up on any of my clients. Like, I don't give up on any of my clients. I don't care what you're struggling with or how long you're struggling with it for. Like, I know that there's always that opportunity to have that breakthrough, right? It just might not be right now or the next week or month or two, but at some point, like, your environment's going to shift. Something's going to change in your life, whether it's your mindset or your environment or something, right? That will allow you to have that, like, unlock, right? That breakthrough. And so that's why I don't give up on any of my clients. I don't care how long I've been working with them for. I don't care how, if they've been spinning the wheel when it comes to the scale. Like, I know that there's other changes happening and going on because they're working out or they're working on their minds. I know that the other changes are going on. I don't give a fuck exactly about the scale. Like, I know that we want to see it move eventually, but, like, I know that there's other things that are in the works in the background that are being put into place that will eventually allow for that, right? And so as long as the person is willing to continue to try and work on things, like, that's all that matters to me, because that's still progress, right? And so that's why I'm like, as long as you're not being a jackass towards me, like, and all that kind of stuff, like, I will never give up on my clients. And so, same thing with the protein goals, right? Same thing with the protein goals. I'm not going to give up on them because I know that it can be done. I know there needs to be an unlock there, and I know that it is, like, really not that hard. I know it's not, because I do it every fucking day. I see tons of people do it every fucking day who have, are not even arguing that, just have way more shit going on in their lives than most people do, right? And it's funny because a lot of times the people that have a lot of shit going on in their lives are forced into a place of being more organized and having a smoother workflow and being better with their time management. And so because of that, they've found and put in place systems to get their protein in a lot more consistently. And so it's really, I know it can be done. I know it can be done for anybody. Anybody can hit their protein goal. I don't care what you got going on. Anybody can do it unless you've got some sort of medical condition going on where you just, like, can't eat or whatever. Like, and even then, there are, for a problem to exist, so much a solution, right? But again, there's unique circumstances. For your average fucking person, it's not hard to get your protein in, right? It is a lot easier than you think it is. It's a lot easier. If you have a number, if you have your macros laid out for you and your calorie goal laid out for you and you know what those are, you should be able to hit your fucking protein every fucking day, like, pretty damn easily. And again, I get it. If you're traveling or things are going on, I know that there are things that can be, and obstacles that can be put in your way that can make it harder, right? But again, I said harder, not impossible. And so one thing that helps a lot is just eating simpler, right? Eating simpler foods and food options. And that doesn't mean you can't go out to nice restaurants every once in a while and have a good time with your friends and family or whatever. Doesn't mean you can't do that. What I'm saying is you don't have to make, like, a 30 ingredient recipe to, like, if you want to, cool. But, you don't have to make a 30 fucking, ingredient recipe when it comes to your protein dishes. It really doesn't need to be that fucking complicated. And in fact, you're probably way better off making it less complicated, because the simpler things are, the more likely you're actually going to do it and actually do it consistently, right? For me, quite honestly, I don't go crazy, like, over the top when it comes to my protein options, right? If I'm making chicken, I'll put it in the fucking crock pot with some seasonings and shit. And then it's like, I'm good. I'll throw some, some other, roughage or whatever. Like, if I'm making a taco bowl or some sauce or something, I throw that on top. Like, I'm just eating a big old thing of meat or chicken, like ground beef, chicken. We had fish tacos last night. I fucking air fried some, like, thick ass fish sticks and, put those in there, and then had some other additional protein sources along with that. And just, it doesn't have to be that complicated. Like it really does. Case in point, I ate like 112 grams of protein in like 15 minutes. Is that ideal? No, not necessarily. You want to spread that out a little bit better. But it just goes to show how how fucking easy it can be if you just commit to doing it. If you just make the decision, I'm going to eat more protein. And the thing that people do that holds them back from doing it, it comes from not, because you have to realize what you were doing before and the life that you were living before you started a health and fitness journey. You cannot continue to do all the things that you were doing beforehand in this new chapter of your journey. Because you know why? The reason that you were in the previous chapter that you didn't like, that you hated, or that you were unhappy with, or unhealthy in, or miserable, or whatever, right? That you didn't like, doing all those things that you were doing is why you were there in the first place, right? So you got to change some shit up if you want things to be different, right? Part of that's going to be getting your protein in. And so you need to change like how you go about what you're eating. You need to change what you're eating to some degree. You need to change how much you eat to a degree of some of these things, right? You need to start eating more of certain things and less of other things. I know it's a fucking, it's a you know, a shocker, right? If you want to like change how you look and feel and have better health, you got to, you know, make changes to the food that you're putting into your body to some degree. And again, I'm all about sustainability. I fucking love eating out, baby. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love it. I love good food. You can't probably, man, I bet you'd have a hard ass time finding somebody that likes good food more than I do. I like to fucking eat. You're not special. You like food? I like food. Everybody likes fucking food. Deal with it. It is what it is. But we got to make choices. We got to make decisions, right? That are going to be in alignment with the goals that we say we want to achieve. And a reason why a lot of people don't hit their fucking protein goal is because they are unwilling to change. They are stuck in the fucking mud. They're digging their heels into the ground, kicking and fighting and screaming about how much that they want to change and they want to be in shape and they want to lose weight and they want to improve their body composition and they want to get strong and healthy, but then they don't want to change shit about their life. And they're digging their heels in, kicking and screaming. I don't like this. I don't like eating protein. It's different. It's hard. It's all these other things. It's like, it's only hard because you're not fucking trying. It's only difficult because you are literally putting up as many mental and physical barriers as possible to not do the thing that you need to do, right? Whether you want to admit it or not, like I said, once you have the tools, and if I could hand any motherfucker, I could walk up to any motherfucker on the street. I could walk up to I could tell my kid he'll be 6 in a couple of days. I could walk to my kid and be like, here's a list of high protein foods. These are what have high protein into them. Memorize these for me real quick. Okay? All right, now tell me, and he can read now. So it's like, read to me what these say. What of these are high protein? And he'll tell me what they are. I'll be like, very good. That's awesome. If we want to get our protein in, what do we got to do? He'd probably say, eat these foods more. Great, yes. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to buy these foods. We're going to cook these foods. And we're going to fucking eat these foods. Right? I could take any Joe Schmo off the fucking street and have a 10-minute conversation with him about protein and nutrition in layman's terms. And I guarantee you that motherfucker, if he wanted to do it, could hit his protein goal every day for the rest of his fucking life. Because it's not that hard whenever you break it down. But people limit themselves all the time. People don't want to fucking change. People are stuck in the mud. People are unwilling to fucking change, and they will come up with every fucking excuse in the book as to why they can't hit their protein goal. They'll come up with every excuse in the book as to why they can't do it. Well, my kids don't like eating that. My husband doesn't like this. My boy, last time I didn't fucking check, they're not on a health and fitness journey. You are. And last time I checked, they don't get to decide what you eat and what you don't eat. Honestly. Because people like to put, it just takes so much more time to make high protein goals. Bullshit, no, it does not. You know how hard it is? Tell me how hard it is to open up a pack of chicken thighs, cut it with a knife or some fucking scissors, plop all of them into a fucking crock pot, put the lid on, and turn it on. How hard is that? That ain't fucking hard at all. That's easy as shit. That's so simple. And if you want to go crazy, you could take 10 seconds to sprinkle some seasonings on it or throw some broth in there with it or whatever. And then it does all the cooking for you. We live in the easiest fucking time to get your protein in, guys. And it's not rocket science. And it's and that like less than 5 minutes that you took to prep days and days worth of or a full week of protein for yourself that you can eat on the side with the other food that you cook for your family, like takes no time and barely any energy and barely any money, quite honestly, because protein is expensive in general, like compared to other things. But people buy fucking $8 bags of like Doritos and shit all the fucking time, and they don't blink an eye. And then when it comes time to buying, like 8 pounds of chicken thighs for like $10, they're like the world is on fire. Like, it's so expensive. It's like, look at what you're fucking spending your money on, like for one. And then two, chicken breast is cheap as shit. The big ass logs of like ground beef, even lean ground beef, are pretty damn affordable. You can get 3 pounds of ground beef, lean ground beef, for like, between 11 and $15, depending on when you buy it. Like, that's fucking pretty damn cheap. So don't tell me that it's too hard or it's complicated or whatever. Like, it's really not that difficult to get your protein in. What is difficult about it is changing your behavior and like just wanting it bad enough to actually fucking change your behavior, because it's really not that fucking hard. Really not. Protein powder, protein shakes, whatever. Like your journey, quite honestly, becomes way easier once you start actually eating and hitting your protein goal, because you're full, you feel better, and you're going to see progress. And so you're not playing like these mental gymnastics with yourself as to why am I not seeing progress? Like, why you're not seeing progress. And so unwillingness to change is like a big reason why people don't fucking hit their protein goal. It's coming from a place of laziness in some cases, in a place of procrastination or wanting to be perfect with a skill set that you have no business being perfect with at the beginning. Like, honestly, like, and the other thing too is like, if somebody comes into a health and fitness journey and they're so unwilling to change, or they're so defensive, or like fighting the idea of getting more protein in general, and again they don't have any like medical conditions or things like that going on. Like, if it's something as simple as getting your protein increased, guys, like, you're in for a rude fucking awakening for the rest of your journey. Like, if you can't do something as simple as like changing certain eating habits, like which literally just all it is taking action on the advice and the plan that you were given. If you can't do that, how do you expect to succeed at this? Like, you need to look at yourself in the fucking mirror and have a hard conversation with yourself about how bad you actually want this. Do you want to stay the fucking same and be miserable and unhealthy and not like how your body looks or feels, if that's what you're struggling with? Like, do you want that to keep being your fucking life indefinitely until you die? Or do you actually fucking want what you say you want, which is to be a healthier individual who is stronger, who has more energy, who feels fucking better, who, by your standards or what your goals are, looks better, like, whatever it may be. Like, if you are unwilling to do that shit, have a hard look in the mirror with yourself and be like, do I actually want this? Like, am I really, like, can I really not hit my protein goal? Like, can I really not? The answer is no. Like, the answer is that you were being lazy or you just don't fucking want it. Like, trust me, I've been in so many different scenarios as a parent, as not a parent, as busy as fuck motherfucker, like as being injured, as all these things in my life. And every single time, it's like, it is really, the only times I've ever had a hard time hitting my protein goal was whenever I was being lazy, whenever I was being kind of stuck in my way, when I was being, in my head and in like a kind of a depressive state or whatever. Like, those are the only times I ever had a hard time hitting my protein goal. And it wasn't because hitting the goal was hard. It was because I was making it harder than I needed to. And a lot of you are making it harder than you needed to, regardless of what the source of making it difficult for yourself is. It does not matter. You have to get out of your own fucking way. You have to quit digging your heels and kicking and screaming. And I've had clients that just never did it. And the reason why they never fucking did it is because they didn't want it bad enough. They'd rather complain about how hard it was, or they'd rather complain about all these other things instead of fucking doing it. And guess what? They didn't get the results that they wanted. because they didn't follow the plan and they weren't willing to change and they weren't coachable. And that's up to you at the end of the day if you're going to be coachable, if you're going to be willing to change, or if you're going to be willing to follow through and hit your protein goal. All it takes is a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of strategy and a game plan. That's really all it takes. And just maybe a little bit of prep work. But all it does is take a tiny bit of intentional action out of the grand total of your day or your week to hit your protein goal. That's all it is. You just have to go out of your way to do it. And then eventually it will become habit. And then it's way fucking easier because then it's just part of who you are. It's part of what you do on a daily basis. But you got to get to that point first. You got to give yourself the opportunity and the chance to get to that fucking point first. And if you don't, then you're just going to keep fucking struggling. You just got to commit to yourself and be like, motherfucker, I am hitting my protein goal for the next 7 days. And once I hit it for the next 7 days, I'm going to hit it for the next 14 days. Once I hit it for the next 14 days, I'm going to hit it for the rest of this fucking month. And then by that time, you're in it. You're in momentum. It's easy for you to do it. Like, it is not that guys, it really is not that difficult to do. Once you know what you're doing, you get in the swing of it. But you got to give yourself the opportunity to get in the swing of it. And you have to commit and go all in on the idea of getting your protein in. Otherwise, you will continue to struggle and you'll never get the hang of it because you're just getting in your own fucking way and you are unwilling to change. And if you don't change, nothing's going to change. So either buckle up and fucking build a house on the hill that you were stuck on and get used to it and get used to being fucking unhappy and get used to not being, successful or seeing progress in this area and just stay there for the rest of your fucking life. Whatever. That's your choice. Or fucking follow through. Don't settle for that level of mediocrity that you're tolerating, that you're comfortable in right now, and do something about it. Because it is not that fucking hard to hit your protein goal. It is not. It's not. I have to eat like 200 plus grams of protein a fucking day. I don't have to do it. I get to do it. Because I'm lucky and I get to do it. But, honestly, vast majority of you don't even have to hit that. Like, it ain't even that hard to hit 200 grams of protein a day. Let alone some of you guys have a goal of 100 to 150. And I know that might seem like a lot to you right now because you're just starting out, but fuck, just do it. Bite the food, prepare the food, put the food in your mouth, eat the fucking food, shut up about it, and just get the results and be happy. And then rinse and repeat that shit until you get to where you want to be. Until it is habit. Just fucking do it. So anyways, and I will say too, some people have dietary restrictions, and you could look at it through the perspective and the mindset of oh my gosh, it's so much harder for me to hit my protein goals. I got all these dietary restrictions. If anything, your journey just got easier and way more simplified. Why? Because you only have so many things that you could pick from. So just fucking pick those things and just eat them and get it over with, and then enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your food and other sources of carbs and fats. You just got, anybody, you can always look at things from the perspective of, oh my gosh, it's so unlucky. I've got all these sensitivities or food allergies or whatever. And I get that can be a pain in the ass, right? Trust me and my brother always talk about all the time how I get to bodybuild on easy mode and he gets to do it on hard mode because I can have dairy and he can't because he's lactose intolerant. And I'm I fucking love being able to have dairy. It's great. I love getting a lot of my protein from dairy. It's awesome. But for him, it's I'm going to fucking eat meat. I'm going to get my protein in through that way. And it's great because he's dialed the fuck in because he has less decisions and choices to make because of it. And so it's all about perspective too at the end of the day. It's yeah, you could view it as being annoying and more difficult, or you could view it as oh shit, my nutrition got way more simplified. I don't have to think as much about where I'm going to get my protein from. I just got to fucking buy it, cook it, and eat it. And then be on my merry fucking way. So just, think about it that way too. And yeah, guys, just wanted to come on here and not rant, but just have a raw conversation with you about why you need to hit your protein goal, how it's not that fucking hard to do, right? And I'm not talking about these, wild scenarios where you might have some crazy medical condition, or, you've got cancer and you're on chemo and you can't eat, or because you're nauseous, or you're sick from food poisoning. I'm not talking about those scenarios. Those are very unique scenarios, right? That this doesn't necessarily apply to. And even then, it's still in those scenarios pretty damn important to get your protein in, but I get why you might not be able to. But for the vast majority of people out there, your average fucking person, ain't that fucking hard. It really isn't, guys. It's not. I ate 100 grams of protein in 15 minutes. And 10 of those minutes was just like me, like, you know, dicking around in my kitchen and like making my protein shake and taking pictures of it and send it to my to my clients and be like, look at my protein, I'm getting my protein, look where I'm at right now today, like where are you guys at, kind of thing. Like, it honestly took 5 fucking minutes to do. It's less than that. It's just do it. Just, if you care about this shit, if you want to reach your goal, just start hitting your protein goal already. Make the decision. Get out of your own fucking way. Quit being unwilling to change, because all you're going to stay the fucking same. If you're cool with that, fine, by all means, keep doing your thing. But I'm not. I want to grow. I want to look and feel my best. And I know a lot of you want to too. So that's all I got for y'all today. Happy freaking Wednesday. And other than that, I will talk to y'all in the next episode. So peace, love, and protein. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Let's go Facebook. Appreciate y'all for watching. We got a lot of people watching today. Ooh, there's like 6 or 7 or 8 people on here. Let's go. This man says, yes, protein, protein, protein. Better be hitting your fucking protein goal, Samantha. I got my eyes on you. It's check-in day today and tomorrow. I got my fucking eyes on you. I know you. I know you've been putting in that work with your protein though. So I'm excited to see how your check-in goes. I see Courtney over here. Courtney always fucking shows up and has been you know, on top of her nutrition and making progress there. And I know that, you know, some days are harder than others to hit protein goal, but you know, Courtney is adaptive as fuck. So I see you, proud of you. Shauna over here saying, oh, protein. I remember feeling like, oh shit, how am I going to get all this protein? And now it's just happening. Exactly. Right. It just seems like a lot at the beginning because you haven't done it before. Right. But just because haven't done it before, doesn't mean it's actually hard to do. It might just seem intimidating or different or uncomfortable at the beginning, but that's just because it's something new that we're doing and we're trying. But again, it doesn't mean it's hard. It just means that we just need to try it a couple times to get into the habit of it. But so many people are just so afraid of messing up, or they don't like change so much. They're just, you know, people are so comfortable living in the discomfort that their life is right now that they aren't willing to get a tiny bit like uncomfortable comparatively, but it's just a discomfort that they're not used to yet, right? So I don't know about you, but I'm gonna fucking change my life. I'm not gonna stay the fucking same. You can stay the fucking same if you want. That's your choice. It's your life. If you wanna, you know, settle, but I'm not gonna fucking settle. I hope you don't want to either. So other than that, guys, I'm up off here. Have a damn good day. Appreciate y'all. Let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments. Are you hitting your protein goal today? Are you hitting your protein goal today? Let me know. If you are hitting your protein goal today, put a 100 emoji or yes in the chat, or some fire or some flex. I don't give a fuck what you put, but I want to see some comments on here saying that you're gonna hit your protein goal. I want to see that commitment. And don't just put it for the sake of doing it. I want you to put it on there and fucking mean it. Don't tell me what I want to hear. Don't just tell me what I want to hear. Show me what I want to see. So, other than that though, talk to you guys later. Bye.